Well, overlanding began for me in 2008 while I was still working in Canada. And I had this dream of driving around Africa, the coast of Africa. And in 2009, I did a little bit of research and found some blogs of people that have done this. And I started looking into it in a lot of detail. And of course, the big challenge then was getting a truck, which I managed to find one, and that's really how I came across Paul, because Paul had kitted out this truck for the previous owners who just finished a trip in Africa. So then it made it a lot more feasible to be able to take on this dream of going around Africa, something I wouldn't say it was something I would take on lightly. It was quite a nerve-wracking thing to plan for, but there's a lot of information there. You just got to put the time in, and you know, you can find the various visas you need, the various spots you need to buy them in, the various, you know, it's all there. All the information is there, you just got to look for it. And yeah, so that's where it all started. With this type of travel, you can interact as much as you like with other people. And if you don't want to interact, you can just keep yourself to yourself and you can go out and camp a bit more remotely. And I like mixing it up like that. So sometimes I'll be camping in the remote national parks, remote areas, and other times I'll come into a town and spend 3 or 4 days there and socialise more and have a bit of a R&R and before I head back out again. So I think solo travelling, it takes a while, I think, to get the confidence to be able to do that. I mean, for instance, when I left on my first trip around Africa in 2009, like there is no way I would have thought about doing that on my own, like no chance. But now, 5 or 6 or 7 years into, with all that experience now, then if I look back, of course I could do that on my own, you know, now, because I've known much more about this overlanding, and you build your confidence up. I think challenges when you travel like that is how tough you make it for yourself, I think, is a lot of it, because what seems to be a big problem, a big challenge initially can turn out to be, you know, quite a minor issue. There's always, like I said, there's always a route, there's always a way around. You just learn how to extract that information. I mean, when you're traveling, getting good quality information is probably the biggest challenge you come across. Quality, you know, what are the roads like? What are the border crossings like? Which are open, which are closed, and all those type of things. So you've got to be mindful, I think, that the information you're getting is good information, because you know you can go off track pretty quick if you get the wrong information. The criteria when I had designed by Paul and built my new truck was based on my experience of my travel around Africa and also Paul's great experience. And this type of travel and this type of camping, you need to make it as comfortable and as easy as possible, because it is challenging. It is quite tiring, you know. So anything you can do to make it easier is well worth doing. So, well, for me, the best thing I looked at with my new truck was it had to be robust. First thing, I don't want electric windows, because I've had a number of problems with electric windows breaking on my first trip. It has to be easy to get at your equipment and your gear. So you don't want to be pulling out boxes and opening things up just to get at something. It's not, you have to get at your stuff easy. And the third is easy to clean. You know, because you know you do have to keep on top of it when you're traveling. You know, you're constantly looking after your truck and you clean. So anything to make it easier along the way. That's how I designed my new truck. People can put themselves off overlanding or even starting overlanding by a number of factors. I think it is a challenging adventure, but you can get out of overlanding exactly what you want for your own needs. It's not as hard as you might think it is, because traveling around Africa, the people are very friendly, anyway, very helpful. I had no trouble with police blocks, road blocks, military blocks. You know, this idea that you're going to get stopped and hassled at every turn is just not true. It doesn't happen. They're more curious of where you're going and where you're from. The easiest trip you could probably do is South Africa, because the infrastructure is so good here. Kruger Park and the nice campsites and showers and everything. Or you can then migrate to a more challenging type of overlanding, which might mean going to the central Kalahari or going into the north of Kenya or something. So it's just, as you learn, as you get more experience, I think the more challenges you're willing to take on, because you have confidence in your driving ability, your truck's ability, and making sure that when you go into an area, you're going to get back out again, and it's that all comes with experience. To get anywhere, you've got to give it a go. Some people go in convoys, other people quite happy going on their own, other people go with a partner. Whatever works for you, take that forward and create out of overlanding exactly what you want that suits you.
Thank you so much for joining us on our journey, sharing our films and following us. And if you would like to see more, please click on the link below, and we'd love you to contribute through Patreon.